What's up guys, Block FPL here and welcome back. Today we have a Game Week 13 preview, but before we do that, let's go ahead and look back on Game Week 12. So I got 66 points this game week. My big scores were Martinez, Justin, Salah, Kane, and also Calvert-Lewin got a nice 5-pointer, which was very nice because a lot of people got rid of him or at least considered getting rid of him because he does have these two tough fixtures, but he just looks like such a great option. I can't get rid of him as of yet. Masuaku is hurt. That happened after I uploaded my last video, and also the Jota transfer to Grealish is something that I did in my live stream at the deadline. So looking at the team for this week, one big thing I want to go ahead and mention is that I don't really expect Salah to do a lot. So if we look at Tottenham's last couple or last, I don't know how many fixtures, they haven't conceded 2 goals or more since Game Week 5 here against West Ham in that 3-3 where they dominated the first 80 minutes of the game and then they blew it late. And they've only conceded 2 or more goals twice all season. It's not looking great for Salah as a captaincy option. He's still Salah, of course, so if you do captain him, I can't really blame you. But me personally, I'm not giving him the captaincy for this reason. Not only that, but Mourinho likes to really play a really slow, cagey game in these big games. We saw it against Chelsea in the 0-0, and Man City was sort of the same way as well. Tottenham really only had a couple of chances, half chances, and they scored them. And Man City, they probably had better chances, but it still wasn't the kind of game where you would expect a lot of goals. That's what I expect to happen in the Liverpool-Tottenham game. I mean, we never know, like, with all this rotation, like, one team could be extremely weak. We don't really know what's going to happen. But I don't think Salah is a great option. I think Fernandes, maybe Mahrez, but De Bruyne probably is a better option. Speaking of the Man City players, and this is sort of in general, like, we could see rotation in a place you don't expect it. So we just had people play Saturday, Sunday, and now we've got a game. We've got games Tuesday, for example. Man City do play Tuesday, so it's like they just played Saturday, they had Sunday, and then Monday, and then they play right after that. So could somebody like De Bruyne be benched and then come on as a sub? Yes, it could happen. And that is one reason why I probably won't do Salah to De Bruyne. I think that is a very high upside transfer because I don't think it's that dirty of a transfer short term because I don't think Salah is going to get many points in this Tottenham game. But after that, he does have some good fixtures. So I would hate seeing De Bruyne in that starting lineup and not having him. But I think for now, I can't use my transfer on that. I will sleep on it, though. I'll think about it, but I don't expect it to be a good option. But if you want to play aggressively, that's a move that I would advise you to do, or at least look into, because that West Brom matchup, I just really like it. But with that said, West Brom have kept their expected goals pretty low recently. So even in the game where they lost 5-1 to Crystal Palace, and obviously they had the red card in that game, and that's not going to happen every game, they still only conceded an expected goals of like 1.6, and they were unlucky to concede so many goals. So I think when they do say, hey, we're going to sit back here and we're going to defend this team, I think they do okay. So hopefully for us people that don't have De Bruyne or a lot of Man City players, hopefully they're able to sort of keep that up and not turn it into a 5-0. But if they do concede early, if they try to chase the game, it could be bad, but that's always the case against Man City. I don't love Kane for this matchup, but Liverpool have not defended well. It's still a solid matchup. I mean, let's look at Liverpool's last couple of fixtures. Fulham, Wolves. Okay, Wolves were poor in that game, and Liverpool did well, but Brighton and Fulham were able to score against Liverpool. You could say Spurs could score 2 goals in this game, also based on the fact that Fulham could have scored more than they did in this previous game. If you watch the first half of the Liverpool-Fulham game, Liverpool started off really poorly, and I feel like if Fulham, just had some better finishers, better crossers into the box, it could have been a much different story. Fulham maybe could have gotten 3 points out of this game. I don't mind Kane for this week, not a captaincy option for me. For me, it's all about Bruno in terms of the players I have. Sheffield United are not looking good. Bruno is everything to this United team. and he's going to be involved, of course. He's always got the lucky penalties on his side as well. Sheffield United just conceded 3 goals to Southampton. It doesn't really get any better than that. Sheffield United, no clean sheets all season, but this is all well documented by now. Maybe we will see like home advantage start to have more of an impact because there are some fans back in the stadiums. I mean, it's not really evident yet, I would say. I'd say it was pretty even this week. We did see the Leicester 3-0, and I think Fulham, it probably helped them that they were at home against Liverpool in a really draining game like that. So we'll see if the home like really starts to have an advantage on people. In terms of issues with this team that I need to address, I will say that Watkins is kind of an issue just because he's not that great. I could easily go Watkins to Bamford, but if you're in my situation and you have Watkins, it's so easy to keep for the next 2 or 3. Burnley and then West Brom is very good, especially West Brom. And then after that, they even have Crystal Palace. So I'm probably going to keep. Right now, I'm looking at just not using a transfer. I also have Masuaku that I could deal with, but I don't really see me bringing someone in that I would start immediately. So I'm just going to save the transfer and be patient on that front. The one thing I will say about Watkins and Grealish, going back to them, is that Barkley has a chance to be back for this Burnley game. He may not, or he may come off the bench, but pretty soon he's going to be back. And that could help their goal-scoring opportunities. We've seen a decline in just how well Aston Villa have been ever since Barkley left. So hopefully when he comes back, we see them sort of regain the form they had. For example, when they played Arsenal, it was very nice. Justin is a good player. Hopefully he's able to keep his spot because he does have some decent fixtures longer term after this next stretch. He's got Crystal Palace and Newcastle in there, and then he's got these games where I can easily put him in at 4.9. I bought him at like 4.8. He's still a fine player as long as he can continue to get forward as much as he does. I mean, he gets forward so much as a defender. It's crazy, and he's good at creating chances. He had 4 key passes last game, which was very nice. A fun game to watch if you were a Vardy or a Justin owner. Ideally both. Martinez was great last game, but that doesn't need to be said. They also made him look pretty good with a lot of shots right at him. But yes, this is my team selection video. Shortly after this video, I will have another video out where I go through rating all the players in 5 words or less. So check that out after this one. Anyway, I will see you next time. Hopefully you have a good Game Week 12. I will be streaming a deadline stream right before the Game Week deadline. So come join me for that if you have time. Stop by and say hey. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Anyway, I'll see you next time.